So American culture is divided into two areas, okay? You've got politicians that shape laws and carry out policies. And they have a tremendous impact on how we all live. Now, we, the people, have control over that. We can vote for whom we want to. But if we choose the wrong candidates, then we get hosed. Okay, it's as simple as that. But that's on us. No outside forces. The second culture shaper is the corporate media, powerful corporations that control the communications industry. Nobody controls them. They do what they want. Now, we the people do have input. So, and we'll get to this a little bit later on. You don't have to watch or listen or read any of this stuff. And if you don't, that helps the independence of the country and hurts corporate profits. So again, two culture shapers, political, corporate, media, because the media gets out the information you depend on. You can't be running around all 50 states and 185 countries all over the world and know what happened. You have to depend on people like me, okay, to tell you what's happening. There are very few people like me, which is probably a good thing. I will never lie to you. Many in the corporate media will outright lie to you for money. Okay, so let's get specific. Since 2016, when Donald Trump entered politics, the national media has overwhelmingly supported the Democratic Party. Under Eisenhower in the 50s, Nixon, landslide victory against McGovern, Reagan, the media didn't like those people, but they didn't outright support the Democratic Party. Okay? Now, they justify their support of the Democratic Party by saying Trump's the devil, Trump's this, Trump's that. That's number one. Okay? Number two, all the surveys say the same thing, that if you want to work for a media corporation, you got to be left, or at least fake it. You're not going to get promoted or even hired if they think you're MAGA or you're conservative. Just not going to happen. So therefore, it is controlled, right? And the message is all left. Democrats good, Republicans bad, Trump the devil. Now, you will remember on June 10th, just about 2 months ago, an ABC News correspondent named Terry Moran, I believe he worked for ABC for 28 years, all right, was fired because he called President Trump and his top aide, Stephen Miller, haters. Now, this is a correspondent, not a pundit like me, not an analyst. He's a reporter. They're haters. ABC had to fire him. Disney had to fire the guy. He segues into the media, social media. Okay? He's never going to work the corporation again. And he put this up, and I want to read it to you. It's a quote. "It is no secret there are hardly any people who supported Donald Trump at ABC News or the other corporate legacy mainstream media networks. And this is bound to impact coverage, not so much out of malevolent bias, as a cartoon version peddled by Trump, rent a car, and online MAGA, but more out of what kind of deafness. So yes, from my perspective, the old news networks are biased. But Brendan Carr, the head of the FCC, can go to hell." Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. "Federal government has no business dictating the editorial content of news coverage. This isn't Viktor Orban, Hungary, or Law and Justice Party, Poland, and Putin's Russia, where free voices critical of the Kremlin could still be heard before he crushed them." Terry Moran, July 29th. This guy is a troubled guy. I mean, we're trying to track him down, and I'd love to talk to him. And maybe I'm wrong about it. But to say, hey, It's okay that the American corporate media, the most powerful media entity on earth, it's okay that all of them don't like Trump and favor the Democratic Party. But FCC shouldn't get involved with this, or Trump shouldn't object to it. No. Let them do what they want. Does that make any sense to anybody? All right. Talk about the fix is in. My God. And there are rules. Okay. There are rules. So and I'm going to get to those rules in a moment. The FCC has a responsibility, okay, if it allows the networks to take up airspace, then it has to enforce some kind of standards. You can't lie, you can't defame, you can't be in bed with a political party promoting that party. And Brandon Carr is saying we're cracking down on it because Trump is telling them to say that. Yes, that's true. But we're not going to let you guys run wild anymore. Not going to happen. And that's why you're seeing changes. CBS News is about to change big time. Disney will have to follow. NBC, they'll stay where they are, I believe. I don't think we're going to see a lot of change there. Okay? And then Colbert is gone. You're going to see others gone. The View is going to be shaken up, on and on and on and on. Because the federal government does have say. Now, not with cable. The federal government has no sway over cable. Cable do whatever it wants. But the networks, given air space by the federal government, licensing. They are licensed. And Trump is saying, hey, you got to stop this. You can't have all the corporations in the media supporting the Democratic Party. And so that's where it is. So the culture has shifted. People go to me, oh, it's not the way it used to be. And that's true. It's not the way it used to be. I worked for CBS and ABC News. I'm going to write about that, my experiences there, in my last book, After Confronting Evil. But it wasn't crazy. Rather, was very liberal, but he wasn't a nut. Jennings was liberal, but he was fair. Rather wasn't fair. Okay. But I'll just give you a little taste of that. So summing up, we are responsible for who we elect. Those people in Washington and in your state capitals shape the culture, okay? And the media also shapes the culture, and it's all liberal, with the exception of Fox News and Newsmax, and it's overwhelming. And that's a memo. Homeowners, when is the last time you checked on your home title? If your answer is never, then this is for you. Scammers are stealing titles, and your equity is a target. Criminals forge your signature. Just like that, your home title can be transferred out of your name. That's why I partnered up with Home Title Lock, so you can find out today if you're already a victim. Please use my promo code BILL at HometitleLock.com, and you'll get a free title history report. Plus, you will get a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts of any changes, and if fraud does happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code